A modern organization moves fast, but inside many of these rapidly scaling companies, you will often find a highly capable professional sitting alone in a dark office, grinding through tasks late into the night. That isolated figure highlights the dividing line between being a manager and being a leader. Fast-changing environments require collaboration and speed. To achieve that, work has to be distributed across a team. Yet human nature often fights this. High-performing individuals hesitate to hand off tasks because they fear mistakes, missed deadlines, or simply giving up the wheel. Effective delegation involves distributing work intelligently while maintaining accountability. This process focuses on maximizing overall team productivity by matching tasks to specific capabilities, ensuring the leader retains visibility without doing the work themselves. When leaders try to execute everything themselves, they cap their team's output. A top performer who refuses to let go inevitably becomes an organizational bottleneck, slowing down innovation and crippling operational speed. The reluctance to delegate usually stems from two distinct psychological barriers: the anxiety that a team member will make a critical error, and the dread of losing line of sight on a project's progress. This anxiety leads to predictable failures. Leaders start handing off only low-value, menial tasks, or when they do assign important work, they throw it over the fence without providing the necessary context, setting the employee up for failure. The most common reaction to this anxiety is micromanagement. Attempting to control every single step of an employee's process breaks trust. It defeats the purpose of handing off the work, as the leader ends up expending just as much energy monitoring the task as they would have doing it themselves. The difference between a manager who bottlenecks their team and a leader who multiplies their output comes down to employing a structured method, one that balances giving employees autonomy with maintaining strict accountability. That structured method is the corporate Elevate framework. It operates as the direct antidote to the micromanagement trap, giving leaders a systematic way to let go safely. This diagram is a skill versus task matrix, mapping different types of assignments against the required level of leader involvement. Step 1 of the framework is matching the task to the right skill level. Before assigning anything, evaluate the individual's technical competence, their ability to communicate, and their past reliability. Routine reporting requires low involvement, while strategic planning demands high involvement. Once matched, step 2 is defining the desired outcome. You have to clarify exactly what success actually looks like. This means setting strict quality standards, hard deadlines, and identifying all the stakeholders involved before the work even begins. Step 3 is providing resources. A clear outcome means nothing if the team lacks the means to achieve it. Equip them with the necessary tools, grant access to relevant documents, and establish clear decision-making boundaries. If you are finding these strategies helpful, take a second to like this video, share it with your team, and subscribe to Corporate Elevate for more insights on leadership and career growth. Front-loading this preparation phase takes time up front, but it ensures you won't have to step in and rescue a derailed project at the 11th hour. Once the project is in motion, the focus shifts to execution. This is where structured oversight comes in to replace constant ad hoc interruptions. This timeline breaks down step 4, setting checkpoints. Depending on the complexity of the task, you establish a cadence of kickoff, early, midpoint, and final reviews. Trust means giving your team true ownership over the process. Verification means objectively checking deliverables, reviewing metrics, and validating assumptions against business goals, without criticizing the employee's specific working style. Finally, step 6 is review and learn. After the project wraps, conduct a short retrospective with the team. Analyzing what worked and what didn't improves the efficiency of your future handoffs. Following this verification cycle builds robust accountability. It keeps the project on track without generating fear or forcing you into the role of a micromanager. Delegation is a highly scalable skill that evolves depending on where you sit within an organization, from the junior cubicles all the way to the executive boardrooms. For freshers and new professionals, the goal is demonstrating readiness to be on the receiving end of delegation. You do this by communicating proactively, thoroughly documenting your work, asking clarifying questions early, and consistently hitting deadlines. For senior executives, the approach scales up. Experienced leaders move past delegating individual tasks. Instead, they delegate major decisions, focus on mentoring future leaders, and build repeatable processes that monitor outcomes through dashboards rather than direct supervision. Mastering these subordinate skills, such as asking for context and documenting progress, allows a junior employee to see exactly what makes a workflow efficient or broken. Internalizing these requirements from the bottom up provides the necessary procedural knowledge to design and manage similar delegatory systems once they reach a senior level. To know if these practices are actually working, an organization has to measure the success of its delegation to ensure continuous improvement over time. This dashboard illustrates the core leadership KPIs to track. A successful delegation framework will result in rising trend lines for on-time completion and team capability growth, while simultaneously showing a drop in the leader's day-to-day workload. The methodology is straightforward. Match the task to the right skills. Define your outcomes and provide the resources. Set specific checkpoints. Practice the principle of trust but verify, and avoid micromanaging the process. By empowering a team to take ownership, a leader shifts from being the sole source of production to a catalyst for growth. This creates an environment where work continues at a high standard, even when the leader isn't personally involved in every decision. Thank you for watching Corporate Elevate. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more leadership breakdowns and professional development strategies. Moving from individual control to systematic delegation allows a professional to maintain visibility across a growing team. It creates the infrastructure needed for an organization to increase its output without being limited by the manual capacity of its most senior people.